So we have the Lagrange interpolating polynomials. A Lagrange interpolating polynomial is the unique polynomial of the lowest possible degree that passes exactly through a given set of data points. So if you have n plus 1 distinct points here, x sub 0, y sub 0, x sub 1, y sub 1, up to x sub n, y sub n. The Lagrange form is a specific way of constructing the polynomial p of x such that p of x I is equal to y sub I for every I in the set. You have the mathematical formulations. The interpolating polynomial p of x of degree at most n is defined as a linear computation of target y values and a set of basis polynomials. So we have the p of x here. So the summation of the product of y sub g and l sub g of x from g equal to 0 to n. So the terms l sub g here are the Lagrange basis polynomials. They are constructed using product of ratios to ensure they pick up the correct y value at the correct x coordinate. So we have the l sub g of x here, the product of ratio of x minus x sub m all over x sub g minus x sub n, where m here is from 0 to n, and m here must not be equal to j. So expanding that product, it looks like this. L g of x equal to x minus x sub 0, x minus x sub g minus 1 times x minus x sub g plus 1 up to x minus x sub n. So all over x sub g minus x sub 0, that here x sub g minus x sub g minus 1 times x sub g minus x sub g plus 1, that here x sub g minus x sub n. So why it works? The Kronecker delta property here. The cleverness of the Lagrange basis lies in its behavior at the input nodes x sub I. The basis polynomial satisfies the Kronecker delta property. So L of g x I equal to the Kronecker gi. So this is equal to 1 if I equal to g, equal to 0 if I is not equal to g. So we will illustrate it in our example later on. So when you plug xi into the full sum p of x, every term lg of xi vanishes except for the one where g is equal to I, which becomes 1. This leaves you with leaves you 1 times y sub I, effectively forcing the curve through the point. You have the practical pros and cons. So while mathematically elegant, Lagrange polynomial have some quirks in the real world. The clean factor, they provide a direct expressed formula for interpolation without needing to solve a system of linear equation like you would with the Vandermonde matrix. So there's no need to solve some problems here, to solve some equation here. You have the computational expense. So if you decide to add a single new data point to your set, you have to recalculate every single LG from scratch. So this is why people often prefer Newton's form, divided differences for growing data sets. Although this Newton's form is similar to Lagrange interpolating polynomial. So you can arrive at the same answer here by using Newton's form. Then we have the Runge phenomena. If you use a high degree Lagrange polynomial on equally spaced points, the curve tends to oscillate widely near the edges of the interval. So we cannot avoid these oscillations. So it's a classic be careful what you wish for scenario. You ask for a smooth curve through all points, and the must give you a very energetic one. So in many numerical engineering contexts, these polynomials serve as a foundational function for higher order elements, provided you're careful about where you place your nodes. So we have the example here. Find the third order polynomial p of x that passes through the points 0, -5, 1, -3, 2, -1, and 3, 7. We can use the Lagrange interpolation method here. So we have to identify the points. We have 4 points here. So x sub 0, y sub 0 equal to 0, -5, then x1, y1, 1, -3, then x2 and y2 to -1, then x3 and y3 equal to 3, 7. So this is the formula that we are going to use. So construct the Lagrange basis polynomial. The basis polynomials LG of x are calculated as, so for the L sub 0, you have x minus 1 here. Then we have x minus 2 here, and x minus 3. Then we have 0 here, so 0 minus 1, 0 minus 2. So we just copy the -1, -2, and 3 here. So 0 minus 2, 0 minus 3. So this is equal to this polynomial. For the L sub 1, we have x minus 0 here, then x minus 2, then we have x minus 3 here, so this is 3. Then 1 minus 0 here, so we just copy the 0, 2, and 3 here. So 1 minus 2, 1 minus 3, so we have the corresponding polynomial here, x cubed minus 5x squared plus 6x all over 2. For the L sub 2, we have x minus 0, then x minus 1, x minus 1, x minus 3 here. So 2 minus 0, 2 minus 1, 2 minus -3. So we have the corresponding polynomial here. Therefore, the L sub 3, x minus 0, x minus 1, x minus 2. So we don't include the x minus 3 here. And we have 3 minus 0. We just copy the 0, 1, and 2 here. So 3 minus 1, 3 minus 2. So x cubed minus 3x squared plus 2x all over 6. So the full polynomial is the sum. So p of x here, so we have the -5 here times L sub 0. So this is our L sub 0 of x times -5 here. So this is our -5. Then the L sub 1 is multiplied by -3. So L sub 1 multiplied by -3. Then -1 here is multiplied the L sub 2. This is the L sub 2 here. Then 7 multiplied by L sub 3 here. So we have the final result here. So when we simplify this, we have the x cubed minus 3x squared plus 4x minus 5. Now for our mathematical dynamic module here, so this is the dynamic mathematical module. So we have the first point here is, 0, -5. So 0, -5 here. Then this one, so this one is second point is 1, -3. So we have 1, -3 here. Then the third point here is 1, 2, -1. So we have 2, -1 here. Then we have this 3, 7. This point x3, y3, so 3, 7. So we have the 3, 7 here. So 3, and the corresponding y coordinate is 7. This one. So by using the Mathematica here, using the dynamic module of Mathematica,